Let's go. Ah. Woo! Good folk, go get it. What's going on, everybody? It's been a while. Welcome to BucosLocker. Subscribe to the channel, like the channel, share all the videos. Don't forget to hit the notification bell icon to notify you on all new videos that's posted on the channel. Shouts out to all the pirates and sea bandits. Surprise, mother. I don't even know if anybody gonna come on, man. You know what I'm saying? It's been a while since I made a live, so I'm just gonna make one. Anybody show up, you know what I'm saying? I don't even know if anybody gonna show up, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't been on live in a minute, man. You know what I'm saying? I've been low key chilling, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. Anybody gonna show up, man? I don't know, man. We got some folks that still remember me. Oh, I guess I wasn't forgotten. I guess I still got some loyal fans out there, some loyal subscribers out there. You know, I didn't think I had some loyal. Well, I didn't think people would show up today, man. You know, I didn't think I didn't think nobody's gonna show up today. I ain't gonna hold you on that low key. You know what I'm saying? Low key Thor bars. You know what I'm saying? Like it's been a while, man. I've been low key. You know, I've been going through some stuff and everything like that, good things and some things that's a part of life, you know, that pops up. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Haitian Boy 407, Malcolm Harvey, A Rod, my day ones, Jay Foster, you know what I'm saying? I see you, Malcolm, man. You know, Steven, you know, Sal, one of the OGs, you know what I'm saying? Daniel Berry Sports, but another OGs. My OGs gonna always be around, you know what I'm saying? That's one thing I will say. My OG's gonna always show up, no matter how long I don't make a video. But if I make a video, my OG's gonna show up. If I make a video, my OG's gonna show up. It's always gonna be like that. You know what I'm saying? I really appreciate that too, man. You know, man, it's been interesting. The last couple months, man. 2025 started out kind of shaky, man, but road to recovery, man. You know, I've been sick. I don't know if it was COVID, the flu. It was a combination of like COVID, the flu, upper respiratory infection, all in one. You know what I'm saying? You know, and it's just been tough, man. Like, and then I had some other stuff, some personal stuff going on that kind of blindsided me. I didn't expect it to happen. Then I had my daughter. She was sick. She had strep throat, and you know she had viral rash. You know what I'm saying? It just been like I lost some weight. I think I lost like 10, 11 pounds. You know what I'm saying? And just been trying to get myself back together, man. And it's been crazy, man. Like all this been blindsided too, man. It's been blindsiding me, man. Like, dang, you know. And it's like the first time in a long time. This is how you know I'm feeling better. Like I'm able to drop a video, you know, and it's life is not easy. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you get older. You know, I'm kind of going on a little rant now, but I just wanted to kind of let everybody know I'm okay. You know what I'm saying? Life can come at you in so many ways, but you gotta be strong, man. You know, the weak will fall apart. The strong will survive. You know, when times get tough, you got to be able to, as a person, you got to be able to focus and look at the goals at hand. You know, and got to fight through it because life will throw so many curveballs at you, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's like it's rough. It's rough out here. Like especially as a single father. You know, expectations is always there for me to perform, and can't show no emotions. You got to stay strong. You got to if you're going to vent to yourself. You know what I'm saying, and pull through because ain't nobody finna be feeling sorry for you. But I'm okay. You know, and even in spite of all that's been, despite what's been going on with me, mentally, physically, Financially, I'm good. Financially, I'm always gonna be good financially. That ain't gonna be no problem. Ain't no problem. Ain't no problem. It's just been the other stuff, you know what I'm saying? But I'm back, and I'm back, and I'm back, and I'm back, and I'm back. Oh, I got a super chat already. I got a super chat already. Golly. God, I can't even get on right. Let me get on first. Dang. Okay, Young Deezy, $10 super chat. Yo, Isaiah, you called it. Tank Davis, bro. Who would have thought out of all people, Lamont Roach would be the one to expose him? I try to tell you, man. Hey, look, I make things. I try to simplify things as much as possible. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a fortune teller or nothing like that. But when you watch boxing, and I'm a boxing fan, you know, but I haven't really been into boxing because boxing has been very boring for the last year. Because of the fights that we want to see, we're not getting. But the Tank Davis fight, I didn't catch it live, but I went back and watched it. Well, I did kind of catch it. Well, I did catch I kind of caught the highlights basically, right? And I kind of rewatched the fight a little bit. And Lamont Roach, shout out to him, man. DC guy. I used to live up in DC. 130 pounder, moved up to 135, and he looked bigger than Tank. You know, he took Tank shots well. They prepared well. They knew it was coming. Tank and his uppercuts, Tank and his inactivity, his lack of punches per round. His punch output is very low. And low key, Lamont Roach got that. Then there was a knockdown. Well, it wasn't a knockdown from a punch, but when you get hit with a punch and then you take a knee, it looked like a knockdown. And honestly, Lamont Roach should have got that. You know what I'm saying? It should have been 114, 112. I mean 114, 113. You know what I'm saying? But I think Lamont Roach is gonna he's going to take it up to the I forgot the word I'm looking for. He's going to what's the word I'm looking for? Somebody help me out. What's the word? He's going to request a review of the fight, and the WBA said they with it, you know what I'm saying? So, but that's what Tank get. Tank is not fighting the guys he should. If he would have fought the guys he should have been fighting, Lamont Roach would have been an easier fight. But Tank don't want to fight no guys, and this is the reason why he don't want to fight. Overturn. The reason why, and it's the reason why Tank don't want to fight, the top level guys, because it's a harder fight for him, and that's Tank's fault. Tank and his team, he changed coaches, they should have, at this point, Tank is 30 years old. He should be fighting top guys. He shouldn't be fighting, guys at 130. He should be at 140, 135, 140, back and forth between those weight classes and doing some damage. And I think he can, but he should have fought the top guys, T.O. and Shakur and Devin. Now you got Keyshawn Davis out there, Gary Antoine Russell, the one at 140. He should have been fighting the guys that actually was going to test him. And the fact that he didn't fight those guys at 30 years old, now he's fighting guy. Now he got to fight him now. He ain't got no choice. You can't go back. He can't go back and fight the Leo Santa Cruzes or the Jose Pedrazas. You know what I'm saying? He can't go fight. He didn't give Isaac Cruz a rematch. He can't go back and fight rematches and stuff like that. He got to go fight the guys. You got to go fight the guys now. If you're 30 years old, it's time to fight the top guys. Go beat the guys at 130. Go to 140 and see what you can do there. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, let's get to the Bucs news, man. So as you can see, the title of the video, Bucs moves, combine thoughts, and free agency. Despite what I had going on, I was still able to stay abreast of what the Bucs doing, watch the combine, and also free agency is about to kick in. We got Christopher Cole in the building. We got Wish in the building. You know what I'm saying? Young D's in the building. Brent in the building. I'm giving all the shout outs. All my OGs are here, man. Archie boy, what's up, man? Malcolm, Pewter and Red podcast. Long time no see, man. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you coming through, Pewter and Red podcast, man. I appreciate you coming through, man. Shout out to you, man. Let me get rid of the super chat. What am I doing? Anyway, so Sandoval 813, cover 2, quarterback spy. Rip, first down. Rip, what you doing, man? First down. Rip, get the first down. Wait, what you bombs away for? Rip, just get the first down. It's right there. Rip, get the first down. It's right there. It's right there, man. The first down right there. It's 3rd and 3, and you throwing bombs away. What you doing, Rip? Come on, man. Check it down. Then go bombs away. Don't be greedy. Anyway, man, it's a lot of stuff going on, man. Like, so what do you guys have started about? Let me start with shout out to Lavonte David. You know what I'm saying? Lavonte David is officially coming back. This will be his last year. 1 year, $10 million. This is it. This is it for him. This is it. Matthew Rayburn, what's up? The draft is deep. It's not top heavy, but it's deep as hell. At D tackle or interior D lineman, edge rushers, linebackers, tight ends, O linemen, the receivers. It's a weak draft class in my opinion as far as receivers and quarterback. Running back class is deep. We might need to get a running back with Rashad White. No, I don't think we're going to. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? We don't need to give him a big old contract. But running backs is deep. O lineman is deep. Interior and tackle. Tight end is deep. Receivers weak. D lineman is strong. Edge rushers is strong. Linebackers is so-so. The secondary is pretty fast. You know what I'm saying? So safety's looking pretty good. So overall though, it's a deep draft. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's going to be like a lot of superstars in the draft, but I think it's going to be a lot of good players. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so Lavonte David is coming back for one last ride. So he's coming back literally because he don't have to come back, in my opinion. But I think he's just coming back to kind of just basically kind of just go through the motions, to give to do the farewell tour. You know what I'm saying? The farewell tour, you know, get his accolades, get his flowers. You know what I'm saying? And I pray that he don't get hurt. I pray that he's able to survive the season without any injuries. Because I do want to see Lavonte David finish healthy and, you know, and have a prosperous life with him and his family. You know, he's probably going to stay in Florida. He's a Florida guy anyway. But Bobby Wagner coming back too for 1 more year. 1 year, $9.5 million. So 2 OG linebackers, 2 of the best linebackers in the last 20 years are back. The Commanders, you know, and then the Bucs. So shout out to them 2 guys. I've watched those guys since 2012. You know what I'm saying? I've been watching Lavonte David for over 13 years, over 10 years. So, and Bobby Wagner. You know what I'm saying? I remember, folks, I am a football fan, so let's keep that in mind. But now with the deal with Lavonte David, the Bucs must draft a linebacker. Like there is no. It was 1 year, $9.5 million for the Bobby Wagner deal. So basically, Lavonte David basically 1.5 them up. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what they was waiting on. I think Bobby Wagner deal was kind of like the trigger point. But the Bucs must draft a linebacker in the first 3 rounds. Like, even with Lavonte David coming back, they got to get a linebacker. They got to get a linebacker. There is no way around it, folks. And I know we talk about these other positions, left guard and edge rusher, cornerback, another safety, tight end, and all that's great, but they cannot pass up on a linebacker this draft. They can't do it. And the Bucs salary cap does not scream they got a ton of money. The Bucs don't have a ton of money to spend because remember, they have to think long term. They got to think about Luka Decky, possible Rashad White, you know what I'm saying, Baker Mayfield contract, you know, Chris Godwin contract, possibly signing him, re-signing him. Mike Evans is pretty much maybe a year or 2 away from the Lavonte David treatment. But the Bucs got a plan for the future, and they got to have money for the future. You know, Winfield Jr. contract, they're going to probably restructure his contract. Give him his signing bonus up front, more of a signing bonus. Tristan Wirfs probably have to restructure his contract. You know what I'm saying? Do they pay Luke Gedecki or Luke Gedecki, if you want to call that, however you want to pronounce that? So the Bucs got, and then they have they still have the third youngest team in the NFL. So they're gonna have a lot of young guys they're gonna have to pay, and unfortunately, they're not gonna be able to pay everybody. That's the name of the game. Sometimes you got to make hard decisions, and the Bucs do have a hard decision coming up. They will have a hard decision coming up. The Bucs can't leap out here and spend $30 million and $50 million. You know, they can't come out and start giving out 4-year, $50 million contracts. Because for one, the roster is not. It's not the money that's available is not going to allow the Bucs to go crazy. They can do what they can do internally, but it's not going to be able to allow them to get to restructure some things. Literally, basically, kind of get that defense to match the offense. That's the elephant in the room. You know, to get the defense to match the production of the offense. If they can do that, the Bucs are literally a 12-win team. The question is how much money are they going to put into that, or how much effort is Mike Greenberg and Jason Light and the rest of the front office? How much time are they going to put into upgrading that defense across the board? Look, Winfield Jr., Levante David, Vita, Kalijah Clancy, okay, but you need more than that. And the reason why I say this is because Winfield Jr. is still a top safety. Still a top 10 safety. He took a step back, injuries, and he didn't play well. But I think he's still a top 10 safety. Vita still a top 10 interior nose tackle. I think he's probably the top nose tackle, and I would put him in the top 10 to 15 in defensive linemen. I'm talking about the guys with the hands in the dirt. I wouldn't put him in the category of edge rushers because he'll fall way down. But if you just put nose tackle or guys with the hand in their dirt, the hands on the 5 technique, the 3 technique, you know what I'm saying, the wide not, you know, those guys that got the hand in their dirt, Vita is up there. You know, but when you start adding in the other guys, then he falls further down. You know what I'm saying? But if you just hone into a particular position, he's up there. Kalijah Clancy, he's up and coming. He hasn't break through yet. He has to remain healthy. That's his issue, and get a little bigger against the run. I think what's going to prevent him from being at right now is he got to get better as a run defender. If you want to be a complete D lineman, you know, you got to be able to do everything. You know what I'm saying? Who else on the defense? Levante David, still a top level linebacker. But that's it. I mean, that's not going to be enough on defense to compete at the highest level. In order for the Bucs to get to the NFC Championship game, that defense is going to have to finish in the top 15, at least, minimal. No lower than 15. The pass defense will have to come up from 31st to like 17. Like, let's be real. You know what I'm saying? Like, and watching the combine, whew, man, and I didn't catch all of it. But I was able to go back and look at a couple things. And one thing that caught my attention in the combine, the safeties. Remember what I was telling y'all, and y'all know where I'm going with this. Now we at the combine section right now of the conversation. Remember what I told y'all about the Bucs getting bigger at safety? I can't pronounce his name, but South Carolina, Nick Emenwari, whatever his name is, 6'3", 220-something pounds, running 4.3 something, tested very well, elite athlete, which means that if he's in the right system, he's going to be really good. There's a couple safeties that the Bucs could draft in the first 2 rounds. Xavier Watts, Malachi Starks, and that South Carolina safety. Now, I think all 3 of those safeties are going to come off the board in the first 2 rounds. But the Bucs really need to get a big safety. Like, I'm going to stress that. I'm going to stress that. Like, Tyke Smith and Chris Eisen, they're too small. I haven't got to the free agency part yet. Let me just talk about the combine and what it means to the Bucs. The Bucs need to get a bigger safety. No more midget safeties. little guys. They got to get some they got to get an enforcer back there. And I'm gonna keep naming these two safeties because I really like how they play. Jesse Bates and Justin Hamilton. They need that type. And in this draft, there's a couple guys that have that skill set that can be a problem back there, that can guard slot guys and tight ends and be in the box. And the Bucs need a hybrid safety, like a bigger guy. No Winfield Jr. Keep him back there at free safety. We need a bigger guy at safety. We got too many little guys. Too many little guys. And that's not going to be enough in certain situations. And there's 3 safeties that I am targeting for the Bucs. 3 of them that will fit really well with the Bucs and will add a lot of versatility and make life easier for Winfield Jr. because they got to get somebody next to him. And now we'll get to the cornerbacks in a second. Don't get me wrong. We'll get to the cornerbacks in a second. Give me a second. But the safety position is what really got my attention because I was, watching the defense and everything. Is like when Winfield Jr. was struggling or he wasn't on the field, we didn't have anybody back there that was good. That was good enough. Now, if you make it to the NFL, you're good, right? But when Winfield Jr. got hurt or when Winfield Jr. was struggling, we didn't have that game changer back there. You know what I'm saying? By getting Watts or Malachi Starks or Nick Umiware, whatever his name, I can't pronounce the last name. Getting one of those guys will add another layer to Todd Bowles' complex defense. And I'm just keeping it real. Because then if you get one of those 3 safeties and match him up with Winfield Jr., that's going to make life easier for Todd Bowles. Now you can disguise a lot of things. You can swap Malachi Starks and Winfield Jr. I prefer you not to do that, but you can move around like Malachi and Nick and Xavier Watts can be like a star, I'm talking about like the position, like the star position, like you can move them around everywhere. You feel me? You can move them around like chess pieces. You know what I'm saying? You can move them around like the knight. And you can make your defense even more complex. And it could be a matchup nightmare for tight ends. And they're good enough to guard slot receivers. The Bucs just don't have that guy. They don't have a Jesse Bates. They don't have a Kyle Hamilton in a prime Justin Simmons or Mika Fitzpatrick next to Winfield Jr. And they really need that. They really need that because when you watch Justin Hamilton, they had Justin Hamilton playing up at the line of scrimmage quite a bit at the beginning of the season. The minute they moved Justin Hamilton back to free safety, the Ravens defense became a top 7 defense the last like 10 weeks. That's what I'm talking about. That type of guy next to Winfield Jr. That way, there's not a lot of pressure on him to keep the secondary together. Because remember, Winfield Jr. coming into the draft did have some limitations because in college he played cornerback, but he was too slow to play cornerback in the NFL. So they moved him to safety. It's just like a guy that played tackle in college, but you get to the combine, he measures out short arms, not really quick feet. They take those guys and they move them to guard. I said Kyle Hamilton. I said that. What do you mean? I said Kyle Hamilton. I said Kyle Hamilton, Jesse Bates, and the prime Justin Simmons. But anyway, but that's the guy that the Bucs need. And if they have an opportunity, because they was doing some like, how far will Nick fall? Nick Umiware? I can't. I'm gonna get that name right. They say his ceiling is like 13 and his floor. Justin Simmons, man. Come on, man. Tighten up. Justin Simmons. Come on, man. Kyle Hamilton, Justin Simmons. I got it. I appreciate the correction, though. But you know what I mean. Come on, man. Keep up. Come on, fire the cannons, go Bucs. Don't do me like that. This is my first video back, man. it's been a while. It's been a while, man. So if you catch me slipping up, you know where I'm trying to go with this. And the reason why I'm spending so much time on the safety position is not just about him being a safety. It's about being the person being a versatile piece, because Todd Bowles' defense requires versatility. You know, it's basically, I can match this up. So Jay Foster, Winfield Jr. is Earl Thomas. Where is our Cam Chancellor? Our Sean Taylor type safety. RIH to Sean Taylor. We need that type of guy. And I'm spending a lot of time on safety because it's a high need. I think it's a big need. And of course, we need a corner. The cornerback position, they got some guys, and I'll talk about a few of those guys. They got a couple guys out there. I don't think there will be, in my opinion, I don't think there will be a ton of cornerbacks going in the first round. Wait a minute, I haven't got to free agency yet, folks. Let me talk about the combine. My combine thoughts. I'm gonna get to the free agency. Y'all all over the place. Let me get there. Let's stay with the combine. Stay with me, folks. Stay with me. You all over the place. Stay with it. I need y'all to tone it down a little bit. I'm excited, We're talking about the combine. Come on now, work with me. I don't think there will be a ton of cornerbacks getting drafted in the first round. In my opinion, that's in my opinion. I think there's going to be a ton of D linemen and O linemen, and maybe 3 safeties, maybe 3 get drafted. It's not going to be a lot of receivers. There's going to be a couple running backs, maybe Omari Hamilton and Ashawn Jeanty. Aston Jeanty. Maybe 2 running backs in the first round, maybe 2 receivers, maybe. Maybe 2 tight ends. And the rest are going to be edge rushers and D linemen and O linemen. So it's not a great receiver draft. The running back class is pretty deep. If you need a running back this draft class, if you need a running back, go get you a running back, because there's a lot of good running backs. Like we're probably going to see a ton of running backs from the 2nd round to the 4th round that get drafted. A ton of running backs. You know what I'm saying? Which is pretty cool. So be prepared for that too. Now back to the cornerback situation. We need some cornerbacks. We might need to draft 2 because the cornerbacks that we do have, they're not ball hawks. They're not ball hawks. They're not ball hawks. And that's just being real. You got Maxwell Harrison. You got Kobe Bryant. You got Travis Hunter. You got Will Johnson. Will Johnson might fall a little bit because he's some injuries there. You have Maxwell Harrison. I like him. The tape good on him. Darren Porter from Iowa is pretty decent. Jahad Barron. Mac McWilliams. Trey Amos. Denzel Burke. It's not a lot to really work with, but they're fast. But I think that's why I was kind of like spending more time about safety. I think safety is a pretty good position in this draft too. The guy from East Carolina, he's decent, you know, but I wouldn't reach for a cornerback unless it's the top corners. You know, like if Will Johnson falls to the Bucs at 19, which is a possibility, you know, um, the Bucs could take Will Johnson at 19 because there's a possibility he could drop. Then you got Jahad Barron from Texas. He's pretty good, very technically sound cornerback. And also, you know, the Todd Bowles like long corners, so we're not getting a Antoine Winfield Jr. version at cornerback. Todd Bowles is going to go 6 feet and up when it comes to corner, preferably 6'2". That's why the Will Johnson will be a good addition to the Bucs. You know what I'm saying? Good zone cornerback. He can play man. You know, Benjamin Morris from Notre Dame. Benjamin Morrison, he's pretty good. Benjamin. All these cornerbacks are 6 foot and up, by the way. As far as Jamel Dean, the Bucs, if he doesn't take a pay cut, I wouldn't bring him back. And we'll talk about the salary cap down the road, but Jamel Dean is not really needed. I think we've seen enough of him to realize, like, nah, we good. Like, I think a lot of us can agree on the Jamel Dean situation. Injury prone. He's not going to get any better than what he is now. So he's already reached his peak. If he had some more juice in him and to get better, like if Jamel Dean right now, if he was like 25, 26, and it ascended, but Jamel Dean is injury prone and he's descending. He's not getting any better. And he's getting paid top 15 or top 10 cornerback money. And it's like the production is not there. He's not intercepting balls. He's not shutting down one side of the field. You know, that's the thing about it. You got Darren Porter from USC or Iowa State, 6'3". Like I said, Denzel Burke. So they're solid cornerbacks, but not a lot of cornerbacks are going in the first round. And maybe a couple might go in the second round, but I think a lot of the cornerbacks will get spread out through the first 4 rounds. You know, Jamel Dean is tradable if we can trade him. I just don't see the future of Jamel Dean on the Bucs next year. Now, if they bring him back, you get what you pay for. But hopefully, if they do bring him back, they can adjust that contract. Because he's not worth that type of money. Because he signed I think it was a 3-year, $54 million or 3-year, $51 million contract. So it was like, what? And then even when I seen the contract, I was like, he's not that type of cornerback to be getting that type of money. But they gave it to him. You know, but so if you look at it, the top, Azare Thomas is pretty good from Florida State. So there's about 7 cornerbacks or 8 cornerbacks. I would say, okay, between 8 and 12 cornerbacks in the first 3 rounds. So they will be spread out in the first 3 rounds. So the Bucs have an opportunity to get a cornerback in the first, second, or third round. However they want, even in the 4th round probably. However the Bucs want to do this, they will have the opportunity to draft a cornerback. And my recommendation at the pick 19, I would really explore the Bucs trading out of that spot at 19 to get some extra picks, you know, to get an extra 2nd round or 3rd round pick, in my opinion, because the depth is there. They can think about that if they wanted to. Now at 19, if the guy's sitting there, of course you take your guy. But if the guy is there, or if it's close, they can take a step back a couple picks and still get your guy and add another third round pick too, or 4th round pick, because the Bucs need more talent on defense. That defense is too up and down. It's like inconsistent. Zion can't catch. Zion McCullough can't catch. I mean, because if he was a ball hawk, he'll have more picks. He's dropped a few picks, man. And I like him, and he's a starter. You can still start him, but you got to pay him too down the road. You know what I'm saying? But I don't consider him a ball hawk. And that's just being real. Ball hawks to me get interceptions a lot. or they get a lot of ball. They catch balls. You know what I'm saying? And the ball doesn't seem to find Zion McCullough's hands. And then he kind of took a step back in the back end of the back half of the season too. You know what I'm saying? Some boneheaded plays and taking too many chances and allowing too many catches. That's another area that the Bucs can look at. Let me get to the linebackers, and that's a big deal to me too. Safety, linebacker, and edge rusher are a big deal to me. And cornerback is a big deal too. But the combine kind of made me change my mind. I kind of put the safety over the cornerback because I think the Bucs can do something in free agency, but and still draft one too. And whatever the Bucs do, as far as at the combine, they really should sign. It's like I told y'all the combination here. Every position of need the Bucs should draft, but sign a veteran guy. Let me repeat that. Whatever the Bucs do in the draft, or whatever they're looking at, however they're looking at their board, they need to sign a guy in free agency between 27 and 30. That's still good at their position. Get a linebacker next to Lavonte David. Draft sign another cornerback between the age of 27 and 30. Let me see what else. Sign a D lineman between 27 and 30. Sign an edge rusher between 27 and 30. And everybody you sign, draft the guy in his place. That's what I would recommend. Whatever they sign in free agency, draft the guy. Whatever the position to me, you double it up. Draft one, sign one. So now let's get to linebackers. Jelon Walker, Jaleel Campbell, Barrett Carter, Chris Paul Jr. They're not first round linebackers except for a couple of them, but you can get a linebacker second, third round too. Cody Simmons. Linebacker class is not super heavy deep, but every draft has always got some linebackers, and those late rounds end up being good. So you can get some value at linebacker in the third round, fourth round, maybe even the fifth round. Carson Schwartzinger. I like Chris Paul Jr. But everybody's talking about Jaleel Campbell. Will he if he's there at 19, do the Bucs take him? To my Samuel Munden Jr. He tested out pretty decent. Danny Stuntsman tested out pretty well. So like these linebackers, they're not first round linebackers outside of Jelon Walker and Jaleel Campbell. Now Demetrius Knight Jr., he's solid. South Carolina, they got a few guys that's gonna get drafted from that defense. But if Campbell falls to 19, do you take Campbell? 6'3", 230, runs a 4.52. Do you take Campbell at 19, knowing that Lavonte David is out of there after this year? Let's be real, folks. I'm gonna need you to get out your feelings. Whether you like it or not, we're gonna have to draft a linebacker. I know we got Savassi Dennis, but he's small and he stays hurt a lot. So that's a red flag for me. He might be one of those guys that's good, but just hurt all the time. Or do we take an edge rusher at 19? And we'll get to edge rusher in a second. What about Jack Kaiser from Notre Dame? the linebacker from Notre Dame. Notre Dame had a pretty good defense. And I'm gonna say it like this: if you drive a linebacker, you got to be an impact guy. Got to be able to play right away. Can't draft no linebacker and sit him down. You gotta draft the guy. If the Bucs draft a linebacker in the first 3 rounds, he's got to play right away. Because we need talent. And please do not draft no he's a real nice guy type person. Like, it's okay to be nice, but we gotta, like Sal said, man, we gotta get some mean guys on that Bucs defense, man. That ain't gonna take no BS. No more soft shoe, Washington Huskies, no more of that. Savasi Dennis is small. As far as a linebacker, he's like 210, 215, maybe 220. And then he got short arm. He didn't test well. Why do you think Savasi Dennis went so late in the draft? He's a smallish linebacker, kind of like Levante David when he first came here. So he relies on his speed. Like Jason, he liked to draft some nice guys, but it's time to get some guys that's gonna get in your face. No more hobo scratch university type players. Hobart, no more of that. ICDC University, no more of that either. Now you can get hurt and still go early, but Savasi Dennis was hurt and still didn't go early. If he was like really, really like elite, if Savasi Dennis was elite, he would have went in the first 2 rounds. Even if you hurt. But like I said, he's the smallest linebacker. I don't even think he's 6 foot. And when you small as a linebacker, you got to be elite in a lot of places. Yeah, Gerald McCoy was nice, and look what happened with the defense. He didn't make the defense mean. He was too nice, helping people up off the ground and not getting in nobody's face, high-fiving the defense, high-fiving the offense, laughing after he's sacking the quarterback. We don't need that. Don't want it. Gerald McCoy too damn nice, and that's why he don't get the love that he should get. He ain't getting that Warren Sapp love in Tampa. He's mad about that. He's not getting that Vita love in Tampa. I think Anthony McFarland will get more love in Tampa than Gerald McCoy. I'm going to keep saying it over and over again when it comes to the D linemen. Jeffrey Simmons, Dexter Lawrence, Jalen Carter, Armstead. Got to get some dogs, man. Got to get some mean guys on that D line. Casey Hayward, Keon Benton. We got to get some mean guys, man. Like, it's okay to have some, it's okay to have some character issues, man. You know what I'm saying? Can't be nice on defense, man. And if you watch the combine, whew, hey, look, I know we drafted for the last couple of years we've been drafting D linemen, but you never can have enough of them, man. And when I tell you the D linemen in the first 2 rounds, we might get 30 of them in the first 2 rounds. Deion Sanders said single parent homes. Yeah, Deion Sanders mentioned that. He said, when I look for a guy on the D-line, you got to come from a single mother household. I know the Bucs got Logan Hall and Vita and Kalaji Clancy, but man, did you see those D tackles, man? Did you see those 3 techniques and those 1 techs? Like, would the Bucs really pass up on one of those guys? I'm gonna go down the list. I'm finna go down the list. I'm finna go down the list, folks. And these names, if you watch college football, you're gonna be like, yep. And somebody gonna be like, well, we need edge rusher. And that's true. We do need edge rusher. But man, I'm just saying, dog. Them D linemen, the guys that put the hand in the dirt, it's a lot of them. Like, I wish that would have been the draft last year. Like, this year's depth in D line, I wish it was last year. And I'm pretty sure we probably got 2 of them guys, but let me just get there. Let me just go there. D lineman. Not edge. D lineman. I mean, I was watching the combine. I was like, God, they just kept naming guys. I'm like, if you need D lineman, boy, this is the draft right here. Mason Graham, Shamar Stewart, Mikael Williams, Walter Nolan, Kenneth Grant, Landon Jackson, Landon Jackson, Derek Harmon, Nick Scoutone. Would Jack Sawyer be considered but he's out, so he's an edge guy. Let me see who else. Talik Williams, TJ Saunders, Alfred Collins, Deion Walker, Omari Norman Lott, Jared Ivey. I mean, should I keep going? Jordan Phillips, Joshua Farmer, Shamar Turner, Darius Alexander, who's flying up the boards right now from Toledo, Jamar Cardwell, Savion Jones, Vernon Burton. I'm on page 4 right now, folks. Ty Robinson. All these guys tested well. Elijah Roberts, JJ Pegues, Nazir Stackhouse, Simeon Barrow Jr., CJ West coming up the boards now. Cam Jackson. I'm on page 5, folks. I'm on page 5. Zeke Biegers, Tyler Batty, Ahmad, I can't pronounce the last name, but Ty Hamilton. All these guys tested out 80 plus on the rating scale. Would y'all be mad if the Bucs drafted all defenses draft? I'm just keeping it real with y'all, man. A lot of talent out there, man. A lot of talent. The Bucs can't miss. They shouldn't miss, right? Talent everywhere. It's gonna be a fun combine, but the D linemen, my goodness, a ton of them guys. All defensive draft. I don't think nobody be tripping about that. Let's get to the edge rushers. I know a lot of people got questions about edge rusher. You know, Abdul Carter. What if James Pierce Jr. dropped at 19? It's like that Jalen Carter situation, like the attitude, the character issues, and he dropped a little bit. James Pierce, if he dropped a little bit, what would y'all think about that? Shamar Stewart, Mikael Williams, Landon Jackson, Mike Green, Jack Sawyer, Nick Scoreton, Princely, can't pronounce his last name, the guy from Florida, but he played at Ole Miss. JT Tumui Lowy, Hosea Stewart. That's that like that linebacker they moved to DN. He's a freight train. Brayton Swinson, LSU. Page 2. And remember about edge rush, it's not about how fast they are, it's about the 10-yard split. Donovan Izawakwe, he didn't measure out well. He measured out at 6'2", 248. Yeah, Swinson from LSU. Yeah. Right, you know, living in New Orleans, you know. But the guy from Boston College didn't test well either. He didn't test as good as I thought he would. I'll still take him, but I mean, he might drop a little bit. Kyle Kennard, I thought he'd be a little faster than 4.62. He got long arms though. Jordan Birch. But they got Savion Jones, another LSU product. They got him as an edge rusher and a D lineman. There's a ton of D linemen that I've seen play. Elijah Roberts, Jesus Christ. David Walker. Tyler Barron. And Jordan Birch kid from Oregon. Might be nice too. D lineman and edge rushers, folks. Yeah, he got them long arms, man. What if Mike Green fall to 19? Yeah, that guy from Boston College. Super long arms. I was like, Jesus Christ. You know, what was it, 34 and some change? That makes up for his height. So it's funny, sometimes you can see a short guy with long arms, which pretty much in the NFL terms, that pretty much makes up for your height. So the one thing about NFL with edge rushers, that's why you can see some of those short guys win a lot of matches on the edge because they got long arms. I thought he would test better though. In my opinion, you know, I mean, I'm not saying he didn't do bad. I'm just saying I thought he would. I thought he would test better. I mean, they got pro days too, so it's no big deal. It's all good. He's still a good player. I'm not saying he's not a bad player. I just thought he would test much better because he's a 6'2" guy, and you got guys bigger than him running faster than him, which is interesting and a lot heavier. It's like that one receiver, Trez Johnson, at 154 pounds, he ran a 4.55. 155 pounds, and you running a 4.55? You got D linemen and edge rushers running faster than you, man. Now the Bucs could use a guy like that, Jay Foster. Don't get me wrong. I'm not hating on him. I'm not hating on Donovan E. By all means. But would the Bucs take him at 19 though? Let's be real now. Would the Bucs take him at 19? Is the value there at 19 or is it there at 24? Because I don't think he's going to go in the top 15. Tez Johnson is more quick than fast. Like Bucky Irvin. Good players. They don't have any top end speed. They quick as hell though. In and out of breaks, jump cuts. But when you get them out in the open, you can run them down easy. Yeah, I wouldn't take Donovan at 19. I'll take him in the back end of the first or the beginning of the second round. But the depth is there, folks. Edge, D lineman. Edge and D lineman, folks. Now I know somebody brought up guard because the guard situation is a little lacking there. Y'all want me to talk about guard too? Because I know some of y'all mentioning about the left guard situation still in question. I keep saying Graham Barton will be a better guard than center. Y'all want to believe me when I say that. Okay, I'll talk about O-lineman for a little bit. Oh, Will Campbell, they talking about him. He might slide into guard because he don't have good feet and he got short arms. What about Josh Simmons if he's there at 19? Because, you know, you got to pay Luka Decky, right? Oh, you're talking about Tyler Booker. If Tyler Booker there at 19, do you take him? Get that O-line solidified with an elite guard? Take Ratledge, Dylan Fairchild, Luke Kandra, Jackson Slater, Tyler Cooper, Willie Lumpkin, Connor Colby, Joshua Gray, Addison West, Hayden Connor, Miles Frazier. You know, we got Ben Breton, but he's the weak link. I think the Bucs O-line can hold up, even being weak at left guard. I'm gonna keep saying it though. Graham Barton to guard will make that O-line a lot better. That's just in my personal opinion. Now, I will say this though. I don't see any plug and play like centers. Tackles is pretty decent this draft too. Oh, let me talk about tight end right quick. What y'all think about it? What y'all think about the tight end situation? Could the Bucs draft another receiver, being that the Chris Godwin situation might be up in the air? You got Tyler Warren. If Tyler Warren is there at 19, do the Bucs take him? Colston Loveland. Harold Fanning Jr. didn't test well. He ran a 4.8 or 4.7. A little stiff in the hips, and he's 6'3". His agility was a little stiffy. Elijah Arojo. Mason Taylor. Gunnar Helm. Terrence Ferguson. I ain't even gonna lie, the tight end position looking pretty deep. Brant, the tight end from Utah, kind of more of an H-back type guy. 6 foot. They measured him at 6'2", so he's smallish, but he's more of an H-back. I ain't even gonna lie, the tight end position pretty deep. Wouldn't that be crazy if Tyler Warren and Colston Loveland is there at 19? Would Jason Light do it again? Draft a tight end in the first round? Could Jason Light pull the stunt again? Let me go to receiver right quick. Now we do have Devin Colt, so Matthew Golden at 19. What y'all think? Replace Chris Godwin, or replace because if we lose Chris Godwin, do we take another receiver? Luther Burden, Ime Ekbu, Rebecca, Xavier Respo, Jack Belch, Jalen Higgins, Isaiah Bond, maybe Jalen Royals, Ty Felton from Maryland. I watched a couple games of Maryland. You got Tez Johnson. The possibility of losing Chris Godwin. Kyle Williams. I think he's gonna be sharp. I like his route running. For Washington State. I like his route running ability. He reminds me of Amon-Ra St. Brown. I think Kyle Williams from Washington State gonna be solid. Kind of got that Jackson Smith and Jigba, Tyler Lockett vibe. Oh, we're talking about Ricky White III from UNLV. Jelante Webster from Colorado. Jimmy Horn Jr. Jordan Watkins. Kyron Lacey. What y'all think about him? Get the gap. The LSU receiver. Will Shepard, Jimmy Horn Jr. Yeah, Weston is a sleeper. Western, yeah, he's a sleeper. Jimmy Horn Jr. as well. I didn't know Jimmy Horn Jr. was that short. What about Mario Williams from Plant City? Y'all remember him? He went to Oklahoma. Then he transferred to USC. Then he finished in Tulane. Mario Williams. Y'all remember Mario Williams from Plant City? Dang, he measured out at 5'9", 178. I thought he was faster than that. He only ran a 4.55. He give me that Antonio Brown vibe. Tampa folks, y'all don't remember Mario Williams? I ain't even gonna lie, the quarterback class weak. The running back class is deep. Would y'all be okay if the Bucs drafted a running back? There's a lot of good running backs, folks. I ain't what's gonna hold you. No, trade Rashad White for a draft pick and move Sean Tucker up. Would that be easier? Trade Rashad White, move Sean Tucker up in the depth chart. There's a lot of good running backs coming out. Ollie Gordon, the second, ran a 4.6. God, he was slow. I thought he was faster than that. That's not good for him. That running back from Rutgers pretty nice too. Boy, there's a lot of good running backs coming out. I didn't know Montrell Johnson was that fast. He ran a 4.41. Anyway, so what y'all want to talk about when it comes to free agency? I know a lot of y'all was mentioning free agency. I'm gonna let y'all give me the things y'all want to hear. Give me the players y'all want me to talk about. When it comes to free agency, did you see what the Jacksonville Jaguars GM did? Was it James Gladstone? Let's talk about free agency right quick. What y'all want to talk about when it comes to free agency? Give me some questions. Give me some questions. What up, Adam? Oh, Tre'Davious Ward, that will be nice. Oh, talking about Travion Moore, he used to play at TCU, the TCU safety. Oh, Greenlaw, Byron Murphy. Those would be good additions. DJ Reed, I'm with that too. Because that'll give us that veteran cornerback that's under 30. That's still good. Him and Byron Murphy. Greenlaw at linebacker. Oh man, but you're gonna have to pay for Greenlaw. Should the Bucs trade for Myles Garrett? Oh, Trey Henderson has been granted. He has been granted the option to go find a trade partner. Yeah, Harold Landry got released. He'll be a good one. About 27-year-old. Now, give me Harold Landry over Khalil Mack. Harold Landry, 23. 28 years old, 27, 28 years old. Khalil Mack is like, what, 33? But I'll give me Harold Landry or Myles Garrett or Trey Hendrickson. Can't get Max Crosby. He re-signed with the Raiders. The Raiders just traded for Geno Smith. The Raiders traded for Geno Smith. Geno Smith is back. He's back with Pete Carroll. Which means Seattle gonna probably draft a quarterback. If you're gonna trade, you gotta trade for a big name. You can't trade for no small fry. Us getting Harold Landry is like us getting Shaq Barrett at 2019. But if the Bucs want to make a splash, go get Trey Hendrickson. You know, he's played for the Saints, but he used to give Donovan Smith a butt whooping a lot. So there's 3 pass rushers out there. Actually, let me see. You got Myles Garrett, Trey Hendrickson, Harold Landry. Oh, Jonathan Allen got released. Jonathan Allen got released. Oh, Javon Hargrave got released too. Yep, Joey Bosa got released. So the Bucs got some options out there. How much you would give up for Trey Hendrickson when there's Joey Bosa out there, Khalil Mack out there, Harold Landry? The Bucs don't have to trade for Hendrickson. I mean, I don't think the Bucs need to trade for Trey Hendrickson. I mean, there's other guys out there. If they do make a trade, I wouldn't be mad. Yeah, Hendrickson, he's going to want a new contract too. So if you trade for Hendrickson, that means you got to give up draft capital and you got to give him a big contract. So that would be for teams like the Patriots, the Jaguars, teams that got a lot of cap space. The Commanders. Yeah, Trey Hendrickson leads the NFL in sacks his last 2 years. He finished runner-up in Defensive Player of the Year. So if you get Trey Hendrickson, you're going to get a player, and he's still young. Leads the NFL in sacks the last 2 years. So you're getting a guy in his prime. I mean, he's been better than Myles Garrett sacking the quarterback. So you get Trey Hendrickson, you know what you're getting. You're getting the guy that's going to get to the quarterback. And think about Trey Hendrickson, he's not like super athletic, but he's really good with his hands and he's really long. He has good hand-to-hand combat when he engages with a tackle. And he's not like ultra bendy or twitchy, But man, he can fight with his hands. But the Bucs do have options though. Let's talk about Chris Godwin right quick. What you think the Bucs should do with Chris Godwin? They didn't franchise tag him, and the reports are saying there will be a bidding war for Chris Godwin. Patriots and Jaguars are expected to participate. And with T. Higgins being franchised at $26 million, they're talking about $25 million. Somebody might throw $25 million at Chris Godwin. Oh, Josh Sweat would be nice. But Josh Sweat looking to cash in, though. Yeah, Josh Sweat looking to cash in. Yeah, what did the Bucs do with Chris Godwin? Oh, Darius Slay? I think he's gonna go back to Detroit. He got one more year in him. Still good. The old wily veteran cornerback. He's at 34 years old. Still good. So Adam, you think Godwin's rehab is not going well? Why do you think the rehab is not going well? Seatbelt Davis, no man. Seatbelt Davis. Would y'all be okay with if the Bucs don't give Chris Godwin $25 million? Let's talk about Chris Godwin, folks. Like that's a situation the Bucs gonna have to address. Somebody gonna throw the bag at Chris Godwin. I think we do know that. The Patriots are gonna be desperate. The Jacksonville Jaguars are gonna be desperate. You know, Liam Cohen, he loved him some Chris Godwin. He was feeding him the rock before Godwin got hurt. So you know, the Jacksonville Jaguars, they traded Kristen Kirk to the Texans. So you know, the Jacksonville Jaguars, they're looking to make a splash at receiver. To put Chris Godwin will match up well, will pair up well with Brian Thomas Jr. Oh, so you're trying to see? You saying the rehab is not going well? But there was rumors about Mike Evans that the Bucs was not, the Chiefs was going to snatch up Mike Evans, and you know, and then the Bucs end up re-signing Mike Evans. The same thing could happen with Chris Godwin. The rumors are out there. They couldn't franchise tag, and it'd been too much money. I mean, Godwin is what, 28, 29 ish? Yeah, I don't think God was going to take an $18 million a year contract, man. I get what you're saying, between 18 and 21 million. I think the bar is probably 22 million at a minimum. Godwin 29 with 2 major injuries, so he ain't finna get better. Godwin is Godwin. Now, what you see right now with Chris Godwin is what you got. Not a great separator. 2 major injuries. 29 years old. You finna drop $25 million on that? The one thing about Godwin, his injuries, Godwin's gonna decline really quick. He's already lost speed with the knee injury, and now he got that ankle injury. It might take him a year to kind of round off. It might take him half of the season to kind of get his legs back under him. The Bucs got to be really careful. That's what I'm saying. The Bucs could draft a receiver. They could sign one too. I want Godwin to come back, but man, you got to be real careful about that. I mean, Godwin could come back for 20 $21 million, but Godwin knows this is his last contract. He got to know that. You know what's so funny about it, Jay Foster? It took him after his previous injury. He had to get back to his old self. It took him basically 18 months, 2 years to get back to his old self. We don't have that time. We can't wait till he get back to his old self in 2026. Because if it takes Godwin 2 years to get his mojo back, that's 2 years, man. You got to wait. Man, that Godwin contract gonna be tricky. I'm very curious to see about that Godwin contract. Hopefully, they can find a sweet spot. That's what I'm saying. That Godwin contract, you really can't give him, like, if he didn't get hurt, he would have got paid. Like the Bucs would have paid him. Like if God was going, he was on pace to have like 100 or something catches, maybe like 120, like 12, 1,300 yards. He was on pace. Yeah, God was going to have about 120 catches before he got hurt. He was already at 50. He was like 50 catches at week 5, week 6. Alex Cappa went to the Raiders. What about the Bucs? The Bucs could go sign Van Jefferson, Mike Williams, Stephon Diggs, Devin Duvernay, Tyler Boyd. Joshua Palmer, DJ Chark, Brandon Cooks, Darius Slayton, De'Ami Brown, Amadeus Zaccheaus. Oh, this will be a good one. The Bucs could sign Keenan Allen. The Bucs could sign Keenan Allen. He's like Chris Godwin, right? Keenan Allen, Mike Evans on the same team. Wouldn't that be funny? The Bucs should sign Keenan Allen, so we can have a Keenan Allen Mike Evans show. Brandon Powell, Allen Robinson. You say he washed? Marquise Valdez-Scantling, Dante Pettis. Cooper, yeah, Cooper. You got to trade for Cooper Kupp. A DK Metcalf. Cooper might end up in Jacksonville or the Raiders. Yeah, T Higgins would have been nice because that'd be our future number one. Yeah, I can't wait to see that Chris Godwin contract. I think the Bucs gonna offer him one, but I definitely want to see the numbers. Tyreek Hill. I'll take a Tyreek Hill over Cooper Kupp. But Tyreek Hill already expensive. And we had to trade for him. So here's the Bucs free agent class. Kyle Trask. What about Kyle Trask? Should the Bucs bring back Kyle Trask? You got Chase Edmonds, Chris Godwin, Sterling Shepard, Robert Hainsley, Justin Schooling, Ben Bretson, Shaq Barrett, Anthony Nelson, Tryon Stoinka, Greg Gaines, William Golston, KJ Britt, Troy Hill, Trevier Thomas, Mike Edwards, Ryan Neal, and Jordan Whitehead. The Bucs need a safety. I'm gonna keep telling y'all, man. They got 3 safeties. Mike Edwards, Ryan Neal, and Jordan Whitehead. They resigned Kayvon Merriweather, but he's not a starter. The Bucs need a safety, folks. I'm gonna keep telling y'all that. They need safety. Preferably a big one. That's Brent guy right there. Now we ain't got to hear about Brent complaining about Kyle Trask not playing. Now Kyle Trask can go on to greener pastures and go to another team, and Brent are following right on over there and go to the fan base over there. Kyle Trask is better than whoever the starter is. You know Brent gonna follow him. Wherever I go, he goes, my buddy. I'm just messing with you, Brent. My buddy and me. And Brent gonna follow Kyle Trask wherever he go. Brent gonna be right there. Come on, he gonna be in the chat in the next season. He gonna be like, man, they ain't even playing Kyle Trask, man. Kyle Trask gonna get a whole nother team. You know how Brent get down, man. Should the Bucs bring back Robert Hainsley? Shaq Barrett? Yeah, I know, Adam. I'm just saying, I think we should get a safety. We need a bigger safety, man. It's too small back there, man. Steve, you wildin'. You funny as hell, Steve. Don't say that out loud. You know Brent gonna say something about that. Come on, man. He should be the starter, man. What else y'all got for me about free agency? What else y'all got for me? Before I clap this up. You did a Street Fighter scheme. People was clapping. Yeah, I do agree with that about Adam. Josh, we need some linebackers, man. Absolutely. It's almost like the Bucs ain't got no choice to draft a linebacker. They don't have that option of, to pass up on a linebacker this draft. Yeah, free agency starts March 12th at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, I said that, Josh, earlier. Savasi Dennis, man, he had injury questions going into the draft. Yeah, if Savasi Dennis can stay healthy and get a little weight on him, he's a good cover linebacker. Injury prone though, man. He was like that in college. I mean, he wasn't like heavy injury prone, but his body frame can, expose him to injuries. Devin White. Oh no. The Vikings gonna let Sam Darnold test the market. Well, that should tell you something right there. I thought the Vikings was going to throw the bag at Sam Darnold, but they was like, go ahead and test that market first, fam. Yeah, I know, Adam. I saw that. I said that earlier about 10 minutes ago. Yeah, Gino went to the Raiders. They traded for him. Pete Carroll was like, give me my guy. The Raiders are literally on a rebuild. They don't want to admit it, but they basically low key rebuilding. Geno Smith is a bridge quarterback. They might draft Shador Sanders. Somebody mentioned Dre Greenlaw. Would y'all be okay with Dre Greenlaw? What about Nick Bolton? Hassan Reddick? Yeah, Greenlaw he stay hurt too much. What about Justin Reed? Ernest Jones at linebacker. What about Poston Abadebo at corner? Chase Young. Christian Fulton. Ojulari, the pass rusher from the Giants. Yeah, but we'll see. Jonathan Allen. Yep, but yeah, he has good size and length. Like why Todd Bowles' system got to be so complex? Yeah, you're right. You wish the money that he gonna want. Anyway, shouts out to all the Pirates and Sea Bandits. I appreciate y'all joining me on my first video in a long time. Just kind of wanted to touch base with y'all, talk about a few things. Free agency starts, next week. So we're gonna dive into that. We're gonna see all the moves being made. I'm gonna have a video on that. We're gonna talk about that, folks. With that being said, shouts out to all the Pirates Sea Bandits. Fire those cannons and seize the day. Raise the flag. Hashtag I'm still here. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna leave it like that. The only hashtag this time. I'll see y'all sometime next week. Free agency starts. Chris Godwin, got to bring him back, right? Under $23 million. BucosLocker signing out. Y'all have a good weekend. Stay safe out there. I'll see y'all next week.